Hi friends, my name is Nikhil Asha and you are watching Nav Chetna. In this video, I will take you on a voyage. I will tell you how did I learn English, and believe me, this is going to be a very interesting video. I will tell you each and everything I did when I started learning English, and you will feel confident after you finish watching this video. So here is my story of English learning. There is no rocket science behind it. You can see the blue sky above my head far away. I started my journey from here, from my terrace, and gradually I became fluent in English. It took a lot of time to start speaking this language fluently and confidently. So if you wish to become fluent, you have to prepare yourself for a long journey because it is going to take time. Let me show you my terrace. This is my terrace where I started my journey to learn English. You can see I am walking on my terrace. I am strolling right now. I did the same when I started to speak this language, when I started to learn this language. I used to walk from here to there, back and forth. I strolled from here to there, and I used to talk to myself on different topics, starting from sports to politics to anything that was interesting or which I liked. I was not fluent in the beginning, so I stammered, still I talked. And I never hesitated to talk to myself. I made mistakes, I corrected my mistakes, and I learned from my mistakes. I had a weak vocabulary. I did not know many words. I talked to the stars. I expressed myself to them. I talked to them and I narrated every problem which I faced every day, and I tried to make a relationship with them that was divine. I followed this routine for a few years. After I became a bit confident, I befriended a person who was interested to learn English. We together talked on different topics and we gave our opinion on different topics. I was in school at the time when I started learning this language. After finishing my school, I had to go to Delhi to earn money to continue my study because I hail from a middle-class family and I had to find a solution to finance my study. I went to Delhi and I rented a house. I could speak a few sentences in English. I was not fluent. I saw an advertisement in one of the newspapers having a few vacancies in the BPO sector. I didn't know what were the eligibility criteria to get into a BPO. I was unaware of the eligibility criteria and the kind of English which was required to get a job in a BPO. I went for an interview and I was rejected straight away. They did not hire me. They told me that I had a heavy MTI. Oh, I was not familiar with this term, MTI, Mother Tongue Influence. It broke my heart because getting a job was very necessary for me. If I would not get a job, how would I feed myself? How would I pay the rent? These thoughts popped up in my mind. I decided to meet someone who can share his experiences and who can suggest me some steps to improve myself. I met a person who was already working with one of the leading BPOs and I asked him his suggestions. He told me a few steps and he prescribed me very important and effective methods. I followed those methods and I became fluent in English. As you can see, I am talking to you without any preparation and I am able to express whatever I want to tell you. He told me that I should avoid using bilingual dictionary because that is a big obstacle in learning a language. He told me that translating from your mother language into English takes a lot of effort and it does not give you the desired result. He prescribed me to watch English news channels and watch English movies. At that time, I didn't have a television to watch anything. The place where I lived, I had a neighbor who had a television. I used to go to his room to watch English news for half an hour. I bought an Oxford dictionary, a monolingual Oxford dictionary, and every word which I didn't know, I consulted the dictionary to find the definition and information about that word. And it helped me a lot. He told me to talk to myself standing in front of a mirror, a full-length mirror. I followed that as well. When I started talking to myself standing in front of a mirror, it boosted my confidence. It helped me to get rid of hesitation. I found that it was very difficult to talk to yourself looking into your eyes because you know your weaknesses, your strengths. And when you are able to talk to yourself looking into your eyes, you can talk to anyone. Let me now show you how I talk to myself even now. We live in a country where English is a secondary language. So it is obvious that you do not find people who are comfortable with this language. And this is true for everyone. And this is the problem which everyone faces. You have to find a solution for that. I found a solution. I have a mirror of an appropriate size. I stand in front of this mirror and I talk to myself. I look into the mirror. I talk to myself on different topics. So these are the things which I did to become fluent, and I still follow these rules because learning a language is a long journey. To master a language, you have to keep on working for a longer period of time. If you ask me, I would say that it takes more than a lifetime to learn a language. To get a good hold of a language takes years of fastidious effort, years of continuous labor. Even after that, you make mistake. Language is an art as well as a science. Learning an art and science simultaneously is a tedious job. If you wish to improve your English, you can follow what I did. If you've listened to me carefully until now, you would have realized that I didn't do anything special. I just followed the basic rules to learn anything. We all know practice makes a man perfect. I practiced every day. As I told you earlier, while walking on my terrace, while visiting the nearest market, I kept on speaking to myself using English sentences. And this is how I became fluent. It took some time and it will take some time if you wish to learn. So 5 things you should follow, and I am going to let you know those 5 things. Are you ready? Let's start. I told you I will tell you 5 steps which I followed to become fluent in English, and those 5 steps are: first, read aloud. Read aloud for 30 minutes every day. Because when you read aloud, it gives an exercise to your mouth muscles and your muscles get a habit to speak English. Have you ever thought, why don't you face any difficulty while speaking your native language? You do not face any difficulty while speaking your native language because your mouth muscles have a habit of speaking that language. So, if you don't want to stumble while speaking English, Read aloud for 30 minutes every day. Read English newspapers, read English short stories, read novels. Whatever catches your interest, read that. I don't mind. The second thing is speak to yourself. I know you do not have anyone to speak to, so grow a habit of speaking to yourself. This gives you a chance to use something which you learned, and if you do not use something which you learned, you forget that. Improving requires using. If you do not use, you become rusty and you stammer when you have to use the skill which you learned after putting a lot of effort. The third thing you can do is imitating while watching movies or any English videos. If you watch movies, imitate watching that movie, or if you are watching some English videos, imitate. Imitate dialogue spoken by the character. The fourth thing is use social media to your benefit. Everyone learns in a unique way and everyone has their own way of learning anything. So you have to identify the best way that suits you. You have to identify the best way to learn English language. When I started learning English language, I used to call to customer care numbers and I used to choose English as the language option. And I used to talk to them on rubbish topics. I didn't face any problem when I made calls to the customer care, but I still made a call because I wanted to speak to someone who can speak English language. I befriended many social media users from USA and England. I made some friends from Philippines and I talked to them using Facebook. You can do the same. You can befriend native speakers and you can talk to them. This will help you to improve your language. The fifth thing is you can use different apps because there are so many apps available on the Google Play Store. Go browse Google Play Store and download apps. Find out the best app that suits your requirement. Cambly and English Cake are two apps which I'll prescribe, but if you find some other apps, you can use those apps to practice and improve your English. So these were 5 steps which I would prescribe you to follow, and if you follow these 5 steps, believe me, you will improve. You are at an advantage. You are living in a technical era when technology is at your fingertips. So use technology to improve your skills and learn things which you do not know. That's it for this video. I won't take much of your time. Thank you very much for watching.